briefest of glances can start the biggest romances. Our eyes were doing the dances and they were making advances. When our eyes met, I was like, hey, now I bet that Joe could be the one. Are you the one?
Hello, and welcome to... Fuck, that was so stupid. I'm so
That
sorry.
was really good.
I wonder how long that clip is, because I was like, am I going too fast or too slow? Anyways.
I just honestly seemed like you were right on. I bet I could line
Right?
that up
It
with
felt
it.
like it. Yeah, if you can like line up me humming just very softly underneath that.
That would be funny.
Hello, and welcome to the Boom Boom Room, your premier The Circle podcast. I'm your co-host, Aubrey.
And I am your other expert, Taylor.
He is. Let's get into it. This episode where we start with me being correct.
Well, I'm gonna counter a let's get into it with a I'm not sure I have 45 minutes to say about these two episodes. Do we want to
Oh,
vamp for a
really?
minute?
Okay, that's bold. I feel like, I mean, I don't know if I have 45 minutes to say, but I have shit to say. I have thoughts and feelings.
Okay, good. Let's just dive into it.
And I didn't even get high. That's the wild part. I'm not even stoned right now.
Maybe that's
which
why
is
you
maybe
have
a
thoughts and
mistake.
feelings.
Yeah, hold on. Let me take a quick smoke break.
Wait, no, you're gonna
Mike.
melt away if you take a hit right now.
No, I'm not. I'll be fine. For the first time in like months, maybe years at this point, I burned myself with my fucking lighter.
Dang.
Like an idiot. I was just trying to hurry, and I was like, my arms were awkwardly positioned around my mic, and I just couldn't. My fire got in, my finger got in the flame. Okay, let's just start. We'll talk. We'll ramp at the end. Worst case.
But you were right, and he goes
I was
home.
right. Hate it. Also, okay, I'm bitter. I'm a bitter little bitch, and I recognize that. I fear I would have personal, everlasting beef with Madeline if I'm Heather.
Oh, no, I would. Look.
Because, like, you betrayed me in the game for your game. That's fine. I get it. I don't like you, but, like, you're doing what's best for your game, whatever. I'm leaving, and you motherfucking don't tell me that you betrayed me to my fucking face. I have to go home and be like, Madeline was great. Watch the season.
Yup.
And then see you spit on me? Fuck you. We're done. Forever.
Okay, so let's just dive right into them, because it was... Look, I hated seeing Andy leave, but this was really funny, honestly. Just the tragedy of Andy coming in, being a really nice, genuine, honestly, almost like suspiciously what the hell is wrong with you, cool, regular person. Like, what's your deep, dark secret level? You're just so cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And watching Madeline's face just be more and more uncomfortable as she doesn't fess up until she bursts out crying into a juice box.
Oh my god.
I don't know. She had that coming. It was funny.
Oh, she fucking deserved to cry into her fucking Capri Sun. I do not feel good about myself right now. And then just Capri Sun drinking noise.
Yes.
That was so funny.
I love that her exit line was, "I'm going to buy your OnlyFans."
Oh
From
my god.
Andy.
Heather was so fucking and oh my god, Heather crying
Yeah.
was heartbreaking. Fuck
No.
Madeline.
It was...
This fucking 5-minute intro made me a Madeline hater.
Also some fun quotes to float. 2% milk for a two-faced bastard. When Gianna thought Andy might be coming to visit, which I really like that one.
That's a powerful phrase.
It's just
2% milk for a two-faced bastard. Oh my god.
I just really like the image we didn't get of the boys sitting on their couch drinking whole milk angrily, knowing that Andy has the lesser 2% milk as they discuss his exit from the game.
No, that would be fucking insane, actually. That's like actually kind of demented, and I love it.
Yeah. Also, Rachel and Madeline switched back at the beginning of this.
Oh, yeah, but we all knew that, you know.
They thrived it. First of all, they didn't survive it, in case you were going to say something stupid like that. Also, they must keep it a secret, which I think is less fun. I don't know why either of them would really choose to share, but it would be a wild choice for them to do it. I would leave that in the rules, because why would you?
I mean, I agree. I appreciated this statement because it helped to, at least for me, justify some things we're going to see later on. And I'm sure you can guess what.
Which statement specifically?
That they can't talk about, like, what their whole disruptor thing was.
Okay, sure.
So, Andy sends a message saying, I mean, honestly, nothing really interesting, but fucking loved her hair in that fucking exit interview. No, the layers of, like, it was like the pigtails, plus it was like oh my god, her hair was fucking amazing to go out on, I will say.
I really enjoyed everybody just saying, "Oh, so she's girl Andy," like, because yeah, kinda.
I mean, like, people will be like, "Oh, I'm like playing a catfish," but like I'm being myself. I believe it with her.
She was so playing herself. It was almost like, so you literally like just gender swapped. Like that's it. That's all that changed.
I also love that there's no difference. I also love that there's no difference in like their minds. Ultimately, like, they could not detect the difference between Andy, who is like older, grandpa Andy, emotionally mature Andy, and Andy, who's just a girl.
I do appreciate that. I kind of forgot that when she came in, her reason, her like justification was that she thought her personality would be better received coming as like one of the bros. And I don't know if that is true or not, but it's I feel like she might have come close to proving her point.
Oh, I think the problem is she kept choosing her bros, which is fine if but you're dating someone. Your circle wife has to come before your bros, which I feel she failed to understand.
Yeah, there was some flubs in the look. Andy didn't do great. Heather, nothing bad to say.
Nothing. Heather's amazing. Heather left being my favorite and shall remain there in my heart.
Yeah, has not stopped being my favorite yet.
Truly. But so then Madeline, in the aftermath of Andy's message, decides to do what I talked about last time, which is the strategy of you can just kind of fucking lie. And half of the place believed her.
So last week when you mentioned that theme of this season, I was like, kinda. And then these 2 episodes were like, hey Taylor, Aubrey was right. This is just this is the you can just say shit season. Because everyone's doing it now.
Fucking Rachel, fucking Madeline, which I hate. I hate this strategy, and it makes for probably more fun TV. But like, as a person who again came into fucking this shit on Big Brother, it's like just fucking talk to each other. Just say, hey, this person told me this, and they don't, and it kills me.
I think there might be things in future seasons to help combat the strategy of being able to just say shit. Like I could see some of the games starting to focus on like I've been disappointed in the games overall this season because they don't feel like they give people the opportunity to like do something, you know?
I feel like in previous seasons we've seen it where games have like tanked people's games and they were a little bit afraid of that, but I like that better. I like that if you're coming in catfishing, you have to be able to fucking catfish.
Yeah.
Like, I also like be harder than telling the truth.
I also like that a lot of the times they were like for the art ones and stuff, it's like draw a portrait of somebody. When in these it feels like they're randomly assigned and it's like, well, that has random value. Which
I get because it's just like, oh, well then like 3 people drew art of like 1 person and 3 people got no art, but like that
That's
says
good.
something. If
Yeah.
no one draws art of you, that's maybe part of your strategy. Or maybe that's a sign that like no one gives a shit about you and you need to be worried. Like no one's gonna save your ass.
Yeah, no, it is a popularity game. Trying to
Let
like
there be
have
popularity.
let there be popularity. Having a hand on that scale to spread it out just doesn't. It feels counter to the mechanic. So I've completely stopped talking about where we are in the show, but
That's fine. It's interesting. So I do want to talk about Madeline because over the 2 episodes we get a lot of Madeline being like, I would stop, like if Darian would just fucking leave me alone and stop coming for me. You lied about him first. You shot at him and you're like, well now he's shooting at me. I have to keep shooting. It's like that's not how that works. You don't get the first shot and the last shot unless you win, I guess. But like, you can't be complaining the whole time.
her perspective on it has seemed just crazy to me.
Just insane.
It is. She is acting like this is the hand she was dealt, and not like she
choice she
chose these
made?
cards like 2 or 3 times in a row.
Right.
Oh my god!
No. So Kevin and Madeline have a conversation, and Kevin's an idiot. This is a bad couple of episodes for him. Cause like, you believed her that easily, huh?
He lapped it up. Like he just wanted a story he could believe. It felt like there was. It seemed like there was no critical thought about it at all. Legitimately.
I mean, I guess to be fair, if you're in the circle and your closest alliance is you and Andy and also Madeline, like you and Andy and you and Madeline and the 3 of you together, like to the point where it's like, oh yeah, they're circle husband and wifey, a lot like Jadasia and Darian, but like I'm their best man. Like I'm sort of added into this circle marriage alliance. I guess you never consider, what if she killed her husband?
You know, that is fair. It
like it's like, well, I guess someone had to betray him for him to have gotten bottom, because it should have been Kevin by all accounts. And I guess it wasn't Madeline. That wouldn't make sense. Who would do that to the person they're in love with, allegedly?
Well, Darian obviously is the one who did this. That sneaky
Right.
man.
Also, I have problems with fucking Darian too, but we'll talk about those a little bit later.
But
He's not playing hard enough.
he's not playing at all. But this is
not.
But this is the start of the scheme to get everyone to vote Darian last and kick him out, like formally.
Yes, which never mind. I was gonna say something, but I don't know. It's not helpful.
Was it just going to be about how little we care about Darian at this stage?
No, it was gonna be. It's a good thing that they have Tiara on their team, because like, I feel like if it was just Madeline and Rachel and Kevin talking about kicking Darian off, I would be accusing them of being racist. But they added a black woman in there, so they get away with it this time. Whites.
But you're on notice.
You're always okay. Here's the thing. Whenever, and maybe this is my trauma as a black man in America, I maybe get a little bit upset whenever I see people coming after a black man because of a white woman's lies. Maybe that's my trauma.
I mean, you have managed to frame it in like the worst possible way, which is pretty good.
Oh, truly,
like
I think
it does sound really bad when you put it like that.
Yeah. Do I think this is what Madeline and Rachel and all of them were like intending? No. It's sort of like a deeply personal reaction I have that I have projected onto them. Fuck yes, how dare they attack me personally in my home? Those bastards.
Oh my god.
But so we get a group chat where Jadasia rounds up like Darian, Garrett, and Gianna, who are a collection of people I could not give less of a shit about except for Jadasia. I fear I don't care. I mean, the twins are funny. I don't care about Gianna. Darian is Jadasia's boyfriend. I don't care about Darian. Garrett is so boring.
Garrett, I keep really
care about
trying to
Jadasia.
care about. Like, I like this episode, right? we gave him a costume and he went fucking like nutso with it. He was thrilled. He was doing bits. And then he's gone. Then I don't see him for 2 more episodes.
He said it. He said my goal is to play the middle, which like sure that works up to a point, but also it does make you an incredibly boring person to watch because in this game playing the middle means not really playing. It's not like other games where playing the middle is actively advancing both sides against each other. Like, and this he just has to sit around and not become a target.
I agree that Chidesha's the only person in this group chat that like it's rough the way the sides split out a little bit.
It is.
Is all I'll say.
But I will say it's good Darien is with Chidesha because like I'm just saying we need to respect Black women for actually getting shit done in this country. Because Mama, she pulls together a group of people and are like, and so we all like Darien, okay? And everyone's like, yeah, actually, I do like Darien. And it's like, thank God someone's going to play his game for him because it's not him.
Chidesha even started to say before she kind of stopped herself that the only reason Darien is in this game at all is because of her. And that is true. Like, to the
I'm
point,
just saying, if Darien
where
wins,
the
she gets the money.
influencers are like, well, Darien and Chidesha are the same person. And it's like, you're right, but that doesn't, that's you can't, not for a good reason.
I feel like if they were to reveal to the other house guests that, like, Darien was a burner account for Chidesha where she just got to, like, prop herself, like, it's just a prop account, no one would be shocked.
I would be the opposite of shocked. It would answer a lot of questions about Darien.
It would answer so many things about Darien. But let's Ooh, sorry. Let's move on to the zombie pep rally, I guess. Which
no, because Tiara talked to Madeline and Rachel.
Oh, well, they make a hit list.
Sorry, I totally didn't just take a bite of rice that was sitting next to me without.
Yeah, no, I heard that. That was mouth noises.
It was.
I can't believe you're eating on fucking mic.
No, I just took a big like gulp of water. It's all out of my system. It won't contaminate the rest of the podcast. I legitimately don't know why I did that. A hit list is weird, first of all. Just to call it that. It's again, maybe it's me, but I wouldn't in this day and age. Is all I'll say.
I agree. To be never mind.
Also, were you going to talk about how the girls might adopt Kevin? Ignoring the fact that Chidesha is still very much nowhere near being a part of the girls. She does not exist.
Yeah. Well, there is that. I mean, okay.
Although to be fair, Garrett's not part of the girls anymore. He's officially a man now. Good for him.
Good for him for being a boy. I don't know. I didn't care. I didn't care watching these three people together and be like, we're gonna attack Darien. In part because they're doing it for a dumb fucking reason, which is Madeline fucking lie.
I can't put my finger on it, but I just can't root for Madeline. But also the other side contains, I don't know. I want Darien to go home. I think that's a good outcome, even though I'm rooting for the other side.
Here's the thing, is the reason I don't want Madeline to win is because of my favorite person named Heather, and what crime she had committed against her.
And didn't admit to.
And didn't fucking admit if she had just admitted to it. If she had just in that moment been like, hey, I'm so sorry. I got a little bit in my head with the whole disruptor thing, and I like didn't think you had my back and I came for you. Great, do that. Say that.
That would have meant so much for Heather too, to like know that like literally you did nothing. I just essentially flipped for no reason. I just freaked out.
Yeah, I just got it in my head that like you didn't like me as much as I liked you, which made me stop liking you, which made the opposite. Like, that sucks, and like it's understandable and it's human. But to not say anything,
Yeah, no, I want Darian to go home, but I also kind of want
don't.
Madeline to go next.
Here's the thing, is I cannot stand if Darian goes home. Because if so, then like the Madeline, Rachel, Gianna trains getting to the end, and I don't like them. They're just liars.
Wait, why is Gianna a liar?
Because she's aligned herself with Rachel and Madeline.
No, that's Tiara, dog.
No, Gianna is best friends with Rachel. Which, like,
No,
hey, if Gianna drops Rachel, Gianna will raise in my ranks.
I think she is. Because I was trying to track the divide through the house for like the sort of edge case people, and especially in the second game, I was getting big impression that Gianna was getting like frustrated with the side that Rachel was taking, and I felt the boys preparing themselves to distance from Rachel if she puts herself on the wrong side of this.
I agree that there was annoyance there. I think they're still too locked into being each other's number ones. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong, because I think Gianna and Rachel splitting up would be good for me and them.
I agree. So the zombie pep rally, which I don't understand why that fucking happened. I guess to give them costumes. But they dance for a tiny little bit, and then they do rankings. So the party was for nothing. Great.
No, the party was for fun. Don't be a humbug.
I'm just saying, normally the parties are like only some people get invited, or it's a part of a challenge, or we're introducing somebody new. None of that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly didn't bother me that the party was just for fun.
We do get a disruptor at the end of it, though.
But before that, we get a "My heart is in my ass," which is a second time quote for that we've pulled it out now. And I think we even titled an episode that, so we could have organically a second episode named "My heart is in my ass" here. Just saying.
We have to call it part 2. I'm just saying.
Well, it has a different like show, season, and episode and everything.
I know. I just think anytime we can get it, we maybe do that and just keep increasing the parts.
Okay.
And it's just like, these are an anthology series.
Oh, I like that. And then you have to find the hidden meaning that connects them all.
Yeah, there's going to be a code at the end of each of the episodes.
Well, there already has. If you haven't been keeping up with the codes we're splicing into these, it's probably going to be tough to catch up. So maybe just
if you go
throw
to
in
the
the
subreddit,
towel.
though, the sleuths are on it. So
we should
Darian
do
is
an
the
Arrrg.
disruptor. We should. Very Gravity Falls of us, I will say, if we do.
Or the other one, Owl House, Arrg'd a little bit.
True. Which, by the way, it will be really fun. I think when this is not related to this podcast, when we do finish Gravity Falls, I think we should go through all the Arrrg stuff, because I think it'll be really interesting. And I think that we honestly could go through it as like episode by episode, because a lot of people haven't broken it down that way. But I think if you do it, does actually like spoil stuff, sort of with the Owl House.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I like the idea of doing it after the fact and like finding out what we could have learned along the way. But
okay,
that's neither
back
here
to the
nor there.
podcast.
Don't email us Gravity Falls spoilers. We're watching it for the first time.
Yeah, please don't. I'm going to try this again for the third time. So Darian is the disruptor, and his power is that he gets to choose the second influencer. Only the highest rated person in the rankings becomes influencer, and then he gets to choose the second. That's a pretty powerful power.
Yeah, no, that's especially for someone in his position, which is to say the bottom. That's good. That if he didn't whiff it so badly, it would have helped a lot.
Also, here's what I'm doing if I'm in his position, and I know we haven't even got to the ratings yet, but I'm just going to say this. I'm putting myself as influencer.
My first thought was, am I allowed to do that? Because
no one's going to guess that.
I had the exact same thought.
Because we're mind melded.
It was the letter I.
There
is legitimately an Arrrg forming at this point if I don't edit all of our obscure in references out. Like, what does what could it was the letter I be referring to?
Right. One day we'll mention that we've watched Jet Lagged, and then from there they'll have to connect it to Brisbane.
Don't give him too many hits.
Too many hits. Okay, but so the ratings: Darian is in last place. Tira is in 7th. Madeline is in 6th. Kevin is in 5th. Garrett and Jadesha are tied for 3rd. So I guess for all of our complaints about Garrett being a very, very boring person to watch, he's well liked.
It's kind of near the middle, though.
Well, but it's safe because you kind of don't want to be an influencer if you're trying to not attract attention.
No, if it's legitimately his strategy, I guess it's working. It's not much of a strategy.
Fair. And then Rachel is 2nd, with Gianna being 1st. This is Gianna's 2nd time being the influencer. I also think we've seen this before, where if someone gets rated highly enough, often enough, things turn on them.
Yeah, big time.
So I wrote a little stuff here at this point about Darian's options. When it comes to who to put up, the obvious choice is Jadesha. Everyone will know it was Darian. He could put up himself if that's a possibility. People will think it's Jadesha who did it then. Or he could put up Kevin because he doesn't fucking know and he hasn't fucking checked in. And that's a mistake, but I understand why he would do it. But like, we'll talk more about that in a little bit because he handles it badly. But we're not there yet.
Yeah, it's very funny that they do this right before bed, and then the disruptor gets to think about it, and they just don't really resolve anything.
I like that, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's mean. That's funny. Also, I was thinking about it, and I kind of decided if I'm Darian, I don't really care if people know that I'm the disruptor this time.
Oh, fuck no.
Because, like, putting up Jadesha is like, yeah, that was probably Darian, but it doesn't have to be. And I got rated on the bottom. Apparently, you have proven me right that I needed to disrupt this evening. Like,
yeah.
You're really going to be mad at me for gauging my popularity accurately?
The only benefit to putting Kevin up instead of Jadesha, if you don't know that Kevin secretly hates you now, is that if it's Garrett, if the people going into that room are Jadesha and Gianna, they likely get rid of Kevin. But you like Kevin. Kevin is your friend. So if you put Gianna and Kevin in, then maybe you get out Madeline, your actual number one foe. It makes sense. We'll talk about it later. The next morning they have the circle chat. And this chat is feisty, and I love it.
Yeah, the divide really deepens here.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Tira comes out and is like, Madeline, say the name. Madeline says Darian. Rachel says fuck Darian. Darian says fuck both of y'all. Jadesha says leave Darian alone.
This is where it really shaked out for me. To be Madeline, Rachel, Kevin, and Tierra versus Darian, Jadesha, Gianna, and Garrett.
And even Gianna kind of realized that. And I think Gianna's sort of like, I need to get rid of the people surrounding Rachel so that Rachel will come back to my side. The correct side. TM.
Which isn't the worst plan. Like, they have no reason to know how tight Madeline and Rachel have gotten because of the whole thing of it. But it's gonna be a problem. I don't know if Gianna's even Rachel's number one anymore. It hasn't really come up.
To be fair, Rachel did rank Gianna number one.
That's fair. I didn't catch that.
So Darian and Kevin have a chat and bring some moments that I've alluded to throughout the episode. Given the fact that they were not allowed to talk about being switched as disruptors, I'm assuming he cannot say, hey, Kevin, I'm going to make you an influencer. Do you have my back? Because that's what I would do.
That's basically, I mean, again, maybe I'm using my God's eye view a little bit heavily here, but if I was Kevin, to me that definitely had the vibe of like, so if you were an influencer, would you have my back?
He needed to be a little bit more direct, I think. I get what he's trying for with like the master plan stuff, but like I fear, like even if he couldn't say he was the disruptor, I fear, and again, I know more than he does, but knowing, I would have been like, listen, I think his first message was good. Like, listen, I was 100% for the bros. Like, I would have reiterated that, like, me and Andy were cool, and like, I don't know how the fuck he got on the bottom, but like, it wasn't me who voted him there. I genuinely don't think it was you who voted him there, which means I think it must have been Madeline, but I don't think Darian has done that math yet, which is because he's not really playing the game.
The problem is, though, I think Kevin, like, is more or less already poisoned against him a bit.
Oh, he is.
So, even though Darian didn't nail it, I don't think it mattered. Kevin was gonna lie and make nice, more or less, no matter what, I think he said.
Yeah. Well, Kevin is one of the least confrontive people in the entire circle this season. And
Yeah.
like that, like, because a lot of people are like willing to like really hash it out. He'll lie. Which is like the same thing. Like in the circle, he won't go against Darian, but he also won't vouch for Darian. Which I get it. Having been on bottom, he's a little nervous. But I'm assuming that Darian was not allowed to directly tell Kevin that he was the disruptor, because otherwise he should have.
I don't know.
If Darian goes home, because he put Kevin in the fucking influencer seat, this season's 2 for 2 for me and pissing me off.
I mean, it will not be for lack of trying on Kevin's part.
Yeah. So now we get a game called Goat, which could have been fun if people were allowed to pick who they drew, but whatever. It was still kind of fun.
I also like that we watched them paint without ever like learning what the prompt is or what the fuck is going on. It's only when we see the first painting that it's like, oh, this is the game.
Right?
Like, why didn't you tell us? I don't know. It's just weird. I spent the whole painting session going like, what is this? Are they painting goat? Like, what the fuck is the game?
You could have showed us the process on like a couple of like the nicer, less impactful ones. And then saved the hard-hitting ones for like the reveal, but whatever. So I'm only gonna talk about the ones that I give a shit about. Is that fine?
Yeah. Hold on, let me look for any quotes I maybe want to shout out. And you just don't like the truth? That was funny.
Yes.
Someone said that. Okay, I've said what I care about. You take it away.
Okay, Rachel painted Jadacia, called her the greatest Darian defender. That was actually kind of funny. Listen, I hate Rachel. She slayed with that one, I fear.
Yeah, that one was... it was a little bit lukewarm. Because again, all the people who liked her were like, well, yeah, she's loyal. And all the people who don't like her are like, I don't like her anyway.
I thought it was a funny read. It's like just a very objectively true read. Darian painted Tierra, which I'm only mentioning because there's a quote that I like here, which is not two-faced, she's true-faced.
Yes.
Quote from Rachel. And then Madeline painted Garrett, and I will say this is the first time Garrett got me to care about Garrett. Because Garrett looked at it, I was like, well, someone's trying to hurt my feelings, they did. And I was like, oh, that fucking sucks. That was so... That was mean. That was bullying. She actually just bullied someone.
Yeah, kind of. No, that one, Garrett did a great job of like, I know the contestants can't, the players can't see him, so it doesn't matter or work. But it just took any of the wind out of the sails that painting might have had.
It's like, do you know that meme? Like, oh, if you pause, you can see the moment his heart breaks. You can. You actually can. And that's so fun. I was like mid writing down, like, Jesus Christ, that's mean. When he was like, well, if the point was to hurt my feelings. And I was like, no, he's right. Like, that was just hateful.
Yeah. No, you're right. That is the most I've cared about Garrett.
And it comes at the expense of Madeline being terrible to him. I'm just saying. Oh, Jadacia's painting of Madeline was not as like mean-spirited as Garrett's, for example. However, you could feel that there was hatred put into that painting. Like, you could feel the emotion into it, and I respect that. That's good artistry.
I like that Kevin really took the perm part more personally than the snake part in his
Mama, he
painting.
did. These luscious curls. Kevin, shut up. I love you. But then Kevin upsets me by painting a very mean picture of Darian. And everyone's like, oh, well, this is Madeline. And it's like, Kevin, you've become a mouthpiece for a person I don't like. Stop it. But so after Goat, the game, we get a Jadeja Madeline combo, which I have a quote from.
Hit me with it.
Wicked Bitch of the West.
It's a good one.
It's the best one I think we've had.
I still really like 2% milk for a two-faced bastard.
Fair.
I don't know. The way he said it,
missed
too.
That quote is so funny, but I can hear them say. I can hear it in their voices.
Yeah, he like
2%
spit it out.
Yeah. I'm sure.
But Jadeja and Madeline basically both fake play nice until they kind of both actually play nice.
Well, what I loved is earlier in like this episode, maybe the episode before actually, Jadeja's like, I need to make sure that every combo tugs on heartstrings.
Yes.
And then in this one, she's like, well, as a person who's witnessed abuse and bullying, I can't let a victim stand by. And it's like, I mean, good job.
Yeah. No, I appreciated that. I appreciate that she had a very like clinical acknowledgement of how to emotionally play the game.
Yes. Well, and the other thing is, I think it's like, I think part of it comes in the fact that like the reason why it works so well, rather, is because it's true. Because like if you notice, like all of her messages, like people keep calling her a Darian defender, but most of the time her messages are like, "Can we fucking stop?
Yeah.
Like this isn't being productive, and y'all are being shitty." And like, it's true.
Oh man.
Uh,
The disruptor picks.
Kevin picks Kevin,
It's
which
just a weird choice.
does make for the Gianna Kevin duo going into the influencer booth for the second time this season, and it seems to go about as well as it did last time.
Yeah. So they more or less both save Rachel. Gianna pretends that Madeline's fine.
Well, and I like Gianna's read too of like, well, he's not gonna give up Madeline, so why fight him on this?
Well, then also we might as well like mislead him and make him think we like her. Yeah, like it.
Yes.
Honestly, it's good gameplay for them. They're pretty consistent about like withholding information without seeming withholding.
Oh, here's the thing: is as much as I don't give a shit about Gianna, I would not be upset if she and the twins won because they are some of the best players in this game.
I agree. I came in not liking them, and they're still from Staten Island, but they're playing well and smart.
Yes.
And honestly, they're one of the more entertaining peoples in the house.
Yeah.
The
So-
hotel.
Then we progress and it gets worse. Where Gianna's like, Tira's someone we could talk about later. I don't have much of a connection. It sounds like you don't have much of a connection. And they go into Garrett and being like, we don't really care about Garrett that much, but he seems nice enough. And then Kevin's like, well, they're both off the table. And Gianna's like, well, now I want to stab one of them.
Yeah. I don't
I
know why
was-
Kevin said that. Like, it just. It was it was like a literal one sentence. Like, Garrett and Tiara are off the table. And it's like, bro, you.
I genuinely think that Kevin came into this with the mindset of last time I came in here with Gianna, I gave space and let them eliminate like my number one. So they have to give me space. And Kevin's never met anyone from Staten Island before. They will push you off the sidewalk every single time if you're in their way.
Oh my god.
Step to the side if you're stop walking.
I appreciate Gianna just being like, all right, well then Jadeja and Darian are a package deal who stay.
Right. And then he's like, well, no, like, it's not beneficial to save us. It's like, well, it's beneficial for you to get rid of them, not for us to get rid of them. And yeah, they begin fighting, and honestly, I was kind of like, oh, I want to watch the next episode, which is the first time the Circle's made me really feel that way this season, I would say.
This is a fun stalemate. I assume Gianna's gonna win, but I don't know how you break this stalemate, to be honest.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. I got a little bit of the next time on, so I have like thoughts that are ruining, but I know you don't like watch that stuff, so I'm not giving it to you.
Keep it dark. But we've done it, right? We're here at the end of another episode.
Yeah.
Sweet beans.
We did it.
Well, as always, thank you for listening. I am going to pull up the email and see if anything is in the old guy. YouTube failed to ingest our last episode titled Kevin. Please ensure your media files are not corrupt. I do spot check these and stuff too, for what it's worth. I mean, it seems fine to me. So
Yeah, I'm listening to it too. It's good.
Okay, well, I'll talk to YouTube about that. We have a direct line these days.
Nice.
But if you want to send us an email, tbbrpodcast@gmail.com. It can be anything that isn't hateful. And if it's funny hateful, it still might sneak through.
That's so true. Funny Hateful is really funny. Also, I'm just looking at the description for last episode.
Yeah.
And maybe I just had a fever dream. This episode description is wild, my man.
They all read like that.
Mad, straight menergy, OGBDGD, AYAGB. What the fuck does that mean?
Only good boys get something. Are you a good boy? It was a quote from...
Is it a quote we called out?
Yeah.
Okay. That's insane. I just don't remember that. And then the dolls don't arrive is really fucking funny, I fear. Actually. That was good. Calling out my thought about the dolls arriving.
This is a fun new level of meta we've entered for the show, where you read the last show's description on the show and try and pull apart its meaning.
It's insane that I don't do very well because I'm high as fuck during all of these.
If it's any consolation, I don't remember why it says mad in all caps.
Mad. I was mad last episode.
I feel like it is deeper than that. But
Okay.
yeah, thanks for listening. I think I said the email, tbrpodcast@gmail.com. And before we go, Aubrey, you generally leave us with a moral or an immoral, as the case may be. Do you have anything cooking in the old pot this week?
Yeah. I don't know if this is a moral or if it's immoral. You know, I think that depends on who you are. But I think, and have you heard of the movie called Duff?
DUF?
DUFF?
No.
So to explain to you and the audience, who I'm sure have heard of the movie Duff, not that it was, it's the dumb, ugly, fat friend, which they clarify doesn't have to be dumb, ugly, fat, or a friend. That's not true about the last one. But it's the idea of like you surround yourself with people who are less than you because by extension you look better. That's the whole point of the movie. It's like a rom-com, whatever.
Sounds like a bad movie.
It's very much a teen movie where it's like the main character is the Duff, and it's like, oh, but I'm a person too. Whatever. I have thoughts and feelings about it. I love the actress who plays the main character. That's such a side point. We've really tangented off. So, anyways, there's that whole concept of like you surround yourself with people below you to make yourself look better in comparison. This episode goes to show the opposite also works. Do I like Darian? Not particularly. Do I like Garrett? No. Am I rooting for them because I fucking hate Madeline? Yeah. I'm just saying maybe you bring around a terrible, terrible person who does terrible, terrible things, and suddenly I'm like, hey, I like you actually. Like, especially if they like are mean to you. I'm on your side. Fuck them. Why are you hanging out with them? Hang out with me instead. And then I've forgotten that I don't like you. And you're welcome. You've made my friendship.
I can't believe
now
you
you're my
weren't
duck.
sure if that was an immoral.
How is it immoral?
I'll tell
Don't
you
answer
later.
that question. You know, I'm the one who gets to decide what's moral or not here. And from my perspective, the Jedi are evil.